She swept the floors, but ended up sweeping bitterness out of a bishop's heart. In a world where pride stood tall at the altar, one quiet woman showed the true power of grace. This is her story. Before the sun rose, while others still slept, Mama Grace was already inside the old stone church. With her ragged mop and broken broom, she worshipped with every sweep. No applause, no recognition, just service, pure and silent.
Bishop Alexander arrived in a sleek SUV, with assistants trailing behind and polished shoes echoing on marble. People stood up, some clapped, but he walked past Mama Grace like she didn't exist. He was preparing a sermon on forgiveness, all while refusing to face his own wounds. After the service, Mama Grace quietly picked up wrappers and hymn books when she overheard cruel laughter. Imagine her thinking she belongs here. Wasn't she a beggar on Oluyemi Street? She heard it all, but said nothing. She just kept sweeping. One Thursday morning, the bishop entered early and paused. There, on her knees, Mama Grace was praying at the altar. Lord, let this church never lose your presence, even if I'm the only one praying. She didn't see him watching, but her words struck him deep.
Back home, Bishop Alexander opened a locked drawer. Inside was a photo, a woman and a baby. His past. He had abandoned them during his early ministry days. Regret visited him often, but pride always chased it away. One Sunday, while cleaning, Mama Grace accidentally knocked over a flower vase near the altar. The bishop, under stress, exploded. "You cleaners don't respect sacred things. Clean up and get out." She didn't argue, just bowed and replied, "Yes, sir." That night, Mama Grace had a vivid dream. A dark, empty church, locked doors, then a voice. "Bitterness lives in your bishop. Pray for his healing." She woke up trembling, knowing what God was asking her to do. The next day, after service, she waited at the garden path. "Sir," she said, "I know pain. I see it in your eyes. If you ever want someone to talk to, I'm here." The bishop's heart stirred. For the first time in years, someone had spoken to the man, not the title. A week later, the bishop invited her to the small prayer room. There, with shaking hands, he confessed everything. His past, his failure, his shame. Mama Grace didn't interrupt, she only wept with him and prayed. "You are not disqualified," she said gently. "God forgave me when I lived on the streets. He can forgive you too." That night, Bishop Alexander cried into his pillow and slept like a child for the first time in years. Encouraged by Mama Grace, the bishop reached out to the woman he once left. His daughter was now a teenager. The video call was emotional. "Is it really you?" she asked. "Yes, and I want to make things right," he whispered. The next Sunday, the bishop stood before the church with Mama Grace beside him. "This woman, who we all ignored, helped restore my soul. From now on, she is our minister of intercession." The crowd was stunned. They gave her a monthly allowance, a seat beside the elders, and a new room beside the church. But she still chose to sweep. "It's not about position," she said. "It's about presence." News spread. Her story was told at conferences. Other pastors came to listen to her wisdom. But she never chased fame. All she said was, "Let God be lifted." Years later, as her health declined, she asked the bishop to sit beside her. "Don't ever stop forgiving," she whispered. "Jesus washed feet. We must wash hearts." And with a smile, She closed her eyes for the last time. Today, at the church entrance, there's a plaque. In honor of Mama Grace, the cleaner who cleaned hearts. The bishop still pauses before it every morning, touched by the memory of the woman who taught him grace.
Sometimes, the ones the world ignores are the very ones God uses to reveal His heart. Forgiveness isn't a position, it's a decision. And when pride steps aside, grace steps in. Maybe there's someone you need to forgive, or someone you've overlooked because of their past. Don't wait for a title to show love. Forgiveness starts with humility. Forgive that person today. If this story touched your heart, like, comment, I let go, and subscribe to Stephified Stories for more heart-touching stories. Remain blessed.